The video opens on a stormy night, rain pounding against empty streets, and the distant rumble of thunder echoing through the darkness. A lone street lamp flickers, casting long, distorted shadows across the wet pavement. The narrator's voice, low and tense, begins, "Jason Tucker was just like any other young man. Until the night he vanished without a trace. One moment he was with friends, laughing and joking, the next, nothing, no witnesses, no clues. Only the darkness that seems to swallow those who wander too far." The camera pans slowly over a deserted playground, a swing moving eerily in the wind, and an abandoned backpack lying near the curb. Quick flashes show a shadow flitting between trees, the vague outline of a figure moving in the distance, always just beyond the light. The narrator continues, weaving suspense. The neighborhood remembers that night faint cries in the distance, doors creaking open on their own, and whispers that no one could place. Jason's disappearance left a void, a fear that something unseen watches, waits, and takes without warning. The visuals combined with the storm, the flickering light, and faint, almost imperceptible whispers layered into the audio to create immediate tension. Viewers feel as though the darkness itself is alive, aware, and ready to pull them into the same mystery that claimed Jason Tucker, setting the stage for a chilling descent into his last known moments. The camera follows the path Jason Tucker took on that fateful night, streets empty and slick with rain, the forest looming dark and oppressive nearby, as the narrator begins to recount his last known movements. He was seen leaving a small gathering, walking alone through dimly lit streets toward his home, glancing nervously over his shoulder as if sensing something following him. Reenactments show shadows stretching and flickering at the edges of his vision, branches snapping in ways that seem to deliberate, and the distant echo of footsteps that mimic his own pace. Neighbors reported faint cries and glimpses of figures moving between trees, while security cameras captured fleeting, distorted shapes, too blurred to identify but enough to unsettle anyone who saw them. The narration emphasizes the growing sense of dread. Jason's phone was later found powered off, with one final chilling image of a shadowy, featureless figure looming over him, as though watching him in his last moments. The story then layers in accounts of similar disappearances in the same area, suggesting a pattern of something predatory tied to the neighborhood and surrounding woods. Reenactments depict Jason trying to call for help, his voice trembling as faint whispers echo around him, calling his name, yet no one answers. Visuals show trees leaning closer, fog thickening, and streetlights flickering, creating disorientation and a sense that the environment itself is conspiring against him. The tension rises as the camera takes on a first-person perspective, allowing viewers to experience his panic, glancing down alleys, hearing whispers behind him, seeing shadows move just out of reach, and noticing subtle distortions in familiar surroundings. A climactic sequence portrays Jason entering a small clearing near the woods, fog curling around his feet, shadows stretching and converging, their forms growing more human yet grotesquely raw. His flashlight flickers and dies, leaving only darkness, and in that moment, the whispers intensify, footsteps circle him, and he is surrounded by featureless figures silently watching. The narration warns that this is not an isolated incident. These shadows have claimed others before him and are patient, waiting for fear to make their next victim vulnerable. Ambient audio, breathless panting, napping twigs, soft whispers, and distant cries heightens the immersive horror, making viewers feel Jason's isolation and terror. The sequence ends abruptly with a blackout, leaving only his last scream echoing faintly, reinforcing the notion that Jason's fate remains unknown, and whatever claimed him may still be lurking, watching, and waiting, creating an unrelenting sense of dread throughout the 10-minute main body. The screen fades to a dim, empty street, rain-slicked and shrouded in lingering fog, with distant streetlights flickering intermittently. The narrator's voice returns, low and chilling. Jason Tucker vanished that night, leaving behind questions that may never be answered. Some say he is lost forever, trapped in the shadows that claimed him, while others believe whatever took him still waits, watching, hungry for the next victim. The camera pans slowly over an abandoned backpack lying near the curb, a swing moving gently in the wind, and the edge of the nearby forest where faint, shifting shadows seem to dart just out of focus. A soft, eerie whisper barely audible calls Jason's name, then fades into silence, leaving an oppressive stillness that presses on the viewer's imagination. On-screen text encourages viewers to share their own experiences with unexplained disappearances, to subscribe for more chilling stories, and to comment on the video. The narrator concludes in a haunting whisper, "If you ever find yourself alone in the dark, be careful where you step and listen closely, for the shadows may already be waiting for you." The screen cuts to black, leaving the final echo of the whisper lingering, ensuring that the fear of Jason Tucker's disappearance remains with viewers long after the video ends.